Mavuto amene ndimakumana nawo ineyo abambo amene ndinali nawo analisiya. Ndi ananisira ana 4.
Mavuto ena amene timakumana nawo ndi amvula kabwelejwe chifukwa cha kusowa chilengejo chidata.
So ngati natengwa ikasanga kuti banja lane likala losuzikira ine na mfumu wane tostika kuti mfumu wane nayenso ngwa pa ntchito cha.
In Malawi, as we are now, poverty is quite pervasive because a significant portion of the population relies on rain-fed smallholder agriculture. If you look at the international poverty line, then it's 75% of the population that lives below. And Malawi has been hit in the recent couple of years by devastating cyclones. And then we have what we call trends, that every so often, over a period of 5 to 10 years, you are going to get certain years where you have drought or flooding across the country.
Kunoko inatikuzaso kwambiri oti nyumba yanga inagwa mbali yonse yako. Ndinagulisapo nkumba.
And finding ways to make do in a setting like this can mean some very, very negative behaviors for the long term. They may choose to not send their girl children to school. They may choose to sell their goats or their other livestock.
In most areas of Malawi, especially in watersheds, people have cut down trees and people are encroaching on fragile and marginal land and converting it into agriculture. So when the rains come, there is no topsoil, there is no cover, and therefore you have a lot of these extreme weather events.
China mai icho ndichonena kuti chifukwa choti pachiyambi kwathu kuno kunalibe mitengo tinalosowa nkhuni kwambiri ndipo timavutika.
What we're trying to do in a village like this in Malawi is to support the government of Malawi to implement a national platform for social protection.
In Malawi, we have the social cash transfer program, which is targeting all the 28 districts and the 10% of the population of that district.
This is done collaboratively with the key implementing agencies as well, or stakeholders.
The social cash transfer program is funded by several donors. The World Bank is supporting 129,000 households in 11 councils.
Social support for Resilient Livelihoods project has got 4 mutually reinforcing components, and the biggest of all components is on improving social and economic inclusion, which simply is social safety nets, which are the social cash transfer program.
The World Bank project is also supporting 435,000 households under the Climate Smart Public Works program.
Program imene inabwera oyamba dayo nangale kuti iyoyo ononga muda ngasirira tikakumba maswalezo acha ndochijali mafukula ndeima pakhaurira pakosomizera ino nde titaiona be program ichi kuti yabwino nchifakira akakumba maswalezo acha chifukwa choti mongo forokozera mai kwathu kuno nthaka ida kokoloka.
Zina amanchito zimenezi ndi monga tapanga maswale omwe akutithandizira mvula ikagwa mazi kulowa pasi pamene mbuyo mutinayi ndi vuto lomwe timakumana ndi kusowa kwa mazi, koma kamba ka kubwera kwa program imeneyi ndi kukumba kwa maswale tikumatha kukhala ni mazi olo nthawi ino yawo kutobala zomwe zimapangisa kuti anthu azipanganso ulinywa.
As years pass by, the communities should continue taking care of vegetation and climate issues in their localities.
Livelihoods comes in as a component that builds this resilience among the beneficiaries. And our approach is the savings first approach. On every earning they have, they need to save a little something before they start spending.
balangiza tiwatisambisha na tinaponya masheya mwenu mumo nkamba kukongola ndalama penpapo nkamba kulipira abana fees school ndengu ya aba yumoza wamaliza sono ka TTC kulaudani.
In the early stages, they would be involved in petty trading, mostly selling vegetables, selling fruits.
Korero uri panopa nkhumba zimene zatsala mwazi onomozo ndi uri nufuna zikakula kwa pang'ono nkagulitsa ndipeze ko mwayi waforereza kuti mwina nkudzakhala njimanga.
But as time passes, you'd see them graduating as well.
So namtambira gulu lira mbopo akasanganga somwavi wakuti ine nikongolenge ndalama tukongozgana ndalama mbwe tikuwezganga ukongozgana so kwa ine chanipindulira chomene chifika ngati nakongola ndalama ngawa na ndalama yokwanira mbwenu pano business yane ikapitira mthazi vakuti ene mulakati vaona kata imwe apa so tukumbati mkwezgani muve pa super agent.
They would be doing production of honey, basket weaving, soap production, candle making, juice production, wine making, bakery.
Mwetambira kufika bakery yaikulu tapeza pindula lalikulu kuno kwathu wakamata ulo kuno kwathu ku cooperative yathu.
So that they are able to produce productive assets, they are able to earn income, they are able to diversify.
Ndiponso anthu ambiri amabweraso kaya kuzati dandaula nkhani ikafika yapi mafetereza ija ndiponso ndalama zathu enaso ambiri amagulisa somba ena usipa ena chinangwa ndiponso ndi yagulu ya bakery ngati koma wina aliyese pomwe tilili apa.
And we also train them in such a way that the groups become cooperatives. When they become cooperatives, you know it's a business entity and sustainable, it can run and operate as a business.
And then the last core intervention under that is the financing scalable safety nets to help to respond to a common shock that Malawi experiences, which is drought.
Mene ndoti yangambayo ndoti mvula imagwa kwambiri komanso titapanga zimene zizi takangati vuto limene lolola chepa.
Before the disaster, the mechanism has got some triggered measures, and all these triggered measures are based on rainfall data and food insecurity.
Vuto ndilanjala basi. Mundu awo unaonongeka kukokolola mazi. Ndeti nawo tupabe tinakulwamo kumazochepa.
Timaja sikundisiwa. Siku linanga kaudi zokuja zina palibe za mama timakhala usaja. Pena aya ikuja mazuloka.
So we look at the mechanisms in order to provide resources to the communities.
The second component is formally called strengthening harmonized delivery systems. It supports government to invest and implement its social registry. It also supports Malawi government to introduce and roll out harmonized electronic payments of social cash transfers and wages for public works.
After we have finalized the targeting and we have developed the payroll, we send the list to the service provider. In all the districts, the 3 districts of Blantyre, Cholo and Nchewu, we are using the e-payment.
And the third component is actually on capacity building and institutional strengthening of key implementing agencies, including the National Local Government Finance Committee.
We do provide guidance in terms of what the local authorities are supposed to follow and adhere to in terms of project key objectives, but also we capacitate the councils in terms of how they can pick up and select beneficiaries.
And the last component is contingent emergency response component. And what this component does is to introduce flexibility across the whole program to respond to shocks.
External or exogenous shock pushed prices of things up, and therefore the local person is vulnerable to those shocks.
These kinds of investments will become more embedded in the way national systems work, that we can do shock responsive approaches to anticipate and then put resources in place before crisis hits